Hey everybody, how are you? It's Peter again for MLB Trade Rumors and Discussions. It's Wednesday, January 15, 2020. Keeping this going every single day for the rest of the year, just like I promised you guys. Big news last night, right after I made my video. Decided to talk about it today, and I'll jump into that in a second. And my second part I want to talk about today is why the Diamondbacks, who have one roster spot left, it's going to be somebody big. Where this big trade is coming from and why it's about to happen. Because I've been mentioning that it's going to happen, but I'm going to give you 4 reasons today why it's going to happen. But let's talk about the really big free agent signing yesterday. 4 years, $23 million a year for a 34-year-old who I really think is a really good hitter, and Josh Donaldson, right? The Twins made a good move by getting him. I don't know if I would have won $23 million because when he gets to be 36, he's injury prone in a couple of years. Who knows if that's... But you take a shot, right? I understand. But he can't pitch. The guy can't pitch. Minnesota will continue to run into the Yankees and lose. They're going to run into Cole. They're going to run into Paxton. They're going to run into Tanaka. They're just not going to win. Severino. It's unfortunate, right? Because Minnesota is going to probably win the division. They're going to look better. They may win one game from the Yankees if they play them, but maybe they can skip the Yankees if they win the division. But they're still, if they have to play the Yankees, are going to lose. They didn't do enough, in my opinion, in Homer Bailey and Rich Hill to help Berrios out to do anything. That's just my opinion. Minnesota probably doesn't give a shit what I think. Not probably, they don't. But that's just what I think, But I do like Josh Donaldson. He's going to do really well there. Probably going to help my fantasy when I pick him. Okay. Jumping into Arizona, right? My team, the team I talk about every single day, here's the big thing. What are the Diamondbacks are about to do? And here's why the big move is about to come. I've been mentioning it's coming, but this is proof to back it up. I'm going to give you 4 reasons why the Diamondbacks are making this move, okay? Number 1, we have 9 big prospects that I've mentioned the other day. What are we going to do with all these guys, right? A couple of them who are ready to jump up to the majors now. There's just not enough spots, and right now the Diamondbacks are looking to strike. We've won 85 games, and we need a Chris Bryant type, Castellanos type guy to strike in there, right? And then on top of that, if we need one player after that in the middle of the year, we can do that, right? So we have all the prospects. You do not have to kill your farm system. You can get rid of 1 or 2 and you're fine, right? You got Andy Young who's coming up. You got Seth Beer who's coming up. You got these guys. You have one of the big outfielders in Alec Thomas or Corbin Carroll. Christian Robinson's not going anywhere. That you could part with if it's going to be somebody big. There's so many options that you can do. Okay? There's just so many. So and still have so many in Rojas, and if you keep Young coming up in the Labaya, there's just so many guys that you can do. And why keep them all? Right? Why let them keep dominating in the minor leagues? You need to do something with them. Okay? You can keep a lot of them, but at least get a couple. Get something big back. And now's the time. You don't want to let it keep going more and more. Now it's a perfect storm. Everything's striking right now. Number 2, and I kind of goes with number 1, but there's not many spots to put these guys. This is what I said before. Where do they go? Where? You're not going to put them on Escobar. You're not going to put them at Ahmed. You're not going to put them at Ketel Marte. You're not touching Christian Walker because he proved that he can hit. You're not touching Carson Kelly unless Bachero comes up and just dominates, because Kelly has proved that he can play. Hit against the Dodgers, he was clutch, and that was his first real year. Peralta just signed an extension. Maybe Calhoun, but you just had a couple years of him. You just signed him, so he's not going anywhere. So you have 1 position left, right? There's 1 roster spot left. What are you going to do, right? You can have all these guys duke it out. I just don't see that being an option. I don't like it. I just think you need to just get one of these guys now. That's number 2. Number 3, and I think the most important, we have the money. Okay? We have the prospects. We have the money. The money now, we still have good money, right? But by next year, we will have a lot more, and the year after that. So you have to use it. You have to use it up on things that you need. Hayton didn't waste it on just crappy guys in the bullpen or just like a Batanzas just to spend all that money on one guy. He did his homework. So he has all this money, and he saved in little arbitrations here and there just because, for this reason. because he knew he had to save this year to get little things here and there. But by next year, you could get a Chris Bryant now. It's just a wonderful, wonderful thing to have. A lot of people sometimes just have money and no prospects, or prospects and no money. We have both, and that is just phenomenal. That is number 3. And number 4, I'm going to tell you what I wrote real fast. I couldn't see my own handwriting because I wrote it down before. Now's the time, right? I said this in the other 3, so it's really not number 4, but just to say it, number 4, it's now's the time. It's just to be a parrot here. You got to understand that baseball is not promised to you. You have to understand that when you start doing well and you start doing good in these things, this is the time to strike. You cannot wait and say, you know what, let's wait a couple years and see how these guys develop and see, because then what's going to happen? 1 injury, 2 injuries, and the other guys don't show up in the minor leagues, and forget it, you're behind. When you get hot, you strike. You have to do it when you can. That is my opinion. I've watched baseball since I was a kid, and I'm telling you, I'm not joking. Like, my dad had me watching baseball when I was 3-4 years old. I love the sport. I know it like the back of my hand. And I've watched too many teams thinking, well, wow, we got this thing. And then 1 injury, 2 injury, and before you know it, you're screwed. Now we have to get rid of contracts. And then you came into the year with this hope, and that's it. Right? And I'm a fan of teams that are unique. I'm a Memphis Grizzly fan. Everything I am is a diehard fan. Right? I'm loyal to my team. I'm a Memphis Grizzly fan. I'm a New Jersey Devil fan. And I'm an Arizona Cardinal fan. The Devils were great a long time ago. The Grizzlies never can get to the championship. And the Cardinals got there one time, and then they just missed with Pittsburgh, which still kills me. So I'm with these teams who I ride with them, and I've seen this happen where, especially us Diamondback fans, we've came into a year or two of great, and you think like Eric Burns at one point, it looked great for a while. Look what happened. Things changed like that in the game. So you have to strike now. Okay? I'm telling you guys, us Diamondback fans, we got to show up to the game. You got to support them, because there's nothing worse than going to these games, seeing this fucking bunch of Cub fans and Dodger fans take over your stadium. I was watching a Cardinal game, Arizona Cardinals in football, and the Pittsburgh Steelers. I know they ride pretty well, but they just all over it just sucks. It sucks. You want to get these, you want to show up. You want to prove that you're a dominant team, and Mike Hazen is doing that. And that's why everybody needs to support him. That's why I'm making this video, and we're going to grow this channel. We're going to grow it to the point where it's getting bigger and bigger, okay? And we're going to just make it to us Diamondback fans. Just everybody's going to join us soon and start saying, wow, these guys are fucking great, the Diamondbacks. Like the Grizzlies in basketball. Like, everyone's going to jump on Memphis soon because Ja Morant and everything. So it's that time. It's our time now. We waited long enough. So we're gonna soon. It's gonna be a year or two before we're in the World Series. You'll see. If not, you never know. That we're going to go. Our time is now. So I want you guys to support, just like I am. I appreciate all your support, how you message and talk, and we'll keep talking baseball. And I'll talk to you guys soon. Take care.